Hello everyone, PS from PS Invest Plays here today. Apple stock had a stellar 2020, but it has lagged S&P 500 in 2021. Many analysts think that the heydays of explosive growth for Apple stock are over. Is this true? Or we can expect higher stock price in 2021 and beyond? In this video, we will understand its business, its financials, its future growth outlook, and review its charts using Elliot wave to see how we can make money. So stick around. I think you'll like what I have in store for you today. Apple, ticker AAPL. Apple is an American multinational technology company that specializes in consumer electronics, computer software, and online services. Apple is the world's largest technology company by revenue, and since January 2021, the world's most valuable company. Apple commands incredible loyalty among its customer base, and it will likely continue to thrive as technology comes to play an increasingly important role in business and everyday life. The company also looks well positioned to benefit from powerful tech trends that are primed to play a huge role in shaping the next decade. For example, augmented reality, in-house processors, M1, electric cars, and so on. Apple's stock rallied roughly 48,660% over the past 20 years and recently hit a new all-time high. Once dismissed as an also-ran of the tech sector, Apple's introductions of the iPod, iPhone, and iPad under Steve Jobs turned it into one of the world's most valuable tech companies. After Jobs passed away in 2011, Apple continued to evolve under Tim Cook with new iPhones, fresh hardware devices like the Apple Watch, and the expansion of its software and services ecosystem. Apple also reinstated its dividend, initiated aggressive buybacks, and invested in next-gen technologies like augmented reality and connected vehicles. Some of the bearish cases for Apple are that Apple's dependence on the iPhone, which generated 54% of its revenue in the first 9 months of fiscal 2021, is its main weakness. Apple's iPhone sales rose this year as more users bought its first lineup of 5G iPhones, but that growth will likely decelerate next year as fewer consumers consider the iPhone 13 to be a crucial upgrade. Intense competition and commoditization of the smartphone market also remains major long-term threats to Apple's biggest business. It's unclear if Apple will ever deliver another revolutionary product like the iPhone, and the lack of clarity regarding its future plans is worrisome. Another soft spot in Apple's dependence on China, which accounted for 19% of its revenue in the first 9 months of the year. China is Apple's fastest growing market, but it's also a minefield of unpredictable regulations, tariffs, and nationalism-driven boycotts. If the ongoing trade and tech tensions between the US and China escalate, Apple could be an easy target for retaliatory regulations, taxes, or bans. Apple has grown too dependent on buybacks in recent years. It spent $82 billion on buybacks over the past 12 months, and even funded some of those purchases with fresh debt. Apple could arguably have spent more of that cash on investments and acquisitions to diversify its business away from the iPhone. Lastly, Apple's expansion of its services ecosystem faces significant long-term challenges. its App Store faces pressure to lower its fees, while many of its new subscription services, Apple TV Plus, Music, and Arcade, are likely operating at losses to lock in more users. Now, let's look at some of the bullish cases for Apple. Apple's iPhones will continue to lock in consumers with their prisoner-taking software ecosystems, and that the device's sales, while cyclical, will remain stable over the long term. Apple also isn't sitting still as it milks the iPhone dry. It's reportedly developing augmented reality devices, an electric vehicle, and other new services to expand beyond single hardware platforms. As for China, Apple should make concessions, likely in terms of censorship and data protection, to remain in the government's good graces, and that its symbiotic relationship with China through Foxconn, the country's largest private employer, should shield it from retaliatory regulations. While Apple spends a lot of cash on buybacks, it is still sitting on $193 billion in cash equivalents, and marketable securities last quarter, which gives it plenty of room for future acquisitions. Furthermore, it only issued new debt because interest rates were so low. As for the expansion of its ecosystem, Apple can offset the losses at its newer subscription services, which now serve more than 700 million subscribers worldwide, with its higher margin App Store revenue, even if certain developers and regulators pressure it to lower its 15 to 30% cut. Locking in more subscribers also tethers them more tightly to the iPhone and its other hardware devices. While an antitrust case, Epic versus Apple, is serious, and this certainly seems like a big deal, it may not be too much of an issue for the stock's overall performance. Let's keep in mind that App Store revenue is about 5% of total Apple revenue. The potential impact on overall revenue is small. And who knows, the company could innovate the situation into a positive, perhaps creating a new, profitable payment arrangement or something entirely unique. Looking at the financials for Apple, revenue, gross profit, EBITDA, net income, EPS, earnings per share are excellent. Even when you compare the financials with 2019, they have increased by a very good clip. Apple dividend for its common shares now stands at 22 cents per share quarterly, or 88 cents per year. At its current price, that amounts to a cash return of 0.6%. Now, to put the payout into perspective, the average dividend yield for the S&P 500 is 1.3%. Apple has been paying dividends since 2010 and is also increasing them yearly. It did not cut its dividend in 2020. Instead, it increased it, which is remarkable. In the chart on the right, free cash flow, FCF, currently stands at $5.58 per share. It has been consistently increasing quarter over quarter. In the chart on the left, the price to earnings or PE ratio currently stands at 27.92. The PE ratio has come down after peaking in 2020. Apple stock is still reasonably valued. Analysts expect its revenues and earnings to rise 33% and 70% respectively this year, followed by more modest growth next year as it laps the launch of the iPhone 13. I believe Apple is still a great long-term investment, and it still isn't too late to buy the stock. Its core business remains strong. Its brand inspires fierce loyalty, and it has plenty of cash to fund its future expansion plans beyond the iPhone. All in all, the future for the stock appears bright. This is also indicative in the charts, where I see the stock price to increase considerably in the next 3 to 5 years. Now, let's take a look at the charts for Apple. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button and hit the notification bell icon so you're notified when I upload a new video. Looking at the charts for Apple, Apple has been in a bull wave for a very long time, and this bull wave is still not over. If we look at the bull wave that started in 2019, it has completed its first two waves and currently wave 3 is underway. Wave 3 seems to be extended. In this case, it should be an extension of 323.6% of wave 1 to 2, which gives us a target of $207.91. After this wave is completed, I expect wave 4 pullback of 23.6%, bringing the price down to approximately $160.08. After this pullback is over, I expect wave 5 to resume, which should be an inverse 61.8% of waves 1 to 3, giving us a final target of $278.31, which translates into 95% profit in the next 3 to 5 years. Now, let's summarize. As I said earlier, the current stock price is an excellent entry point. Nibble pullbacks and accumulate any corrections, and hold it for the next 3 to 5 years, as I expect the Apple stock to rise to $278.31, giving us a 95% profit. And the icing on the cake is that it pays 88 cents per year as dividend for its common shares. What do you think of this analysis? Please leave me a comment and let me know. As always, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the notification bell icon so you're notified when I upload a new video. Until then, bye-bye.